Hi, everybody. Thanks for clicking on another one of my videos. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you very, very much. Have you ever purchased a game on Steam and almost instantly regretted having made that purchase for whatever reason? Maybe it's you don't like the game, or you don't find it fun, or it's very buggy and just doesn't run well on your system, or maybe there's an anti-cheat software that's running that makes it incompatible with your system. Or the game won't even start as a result of that. Things like that, that you wish you had known before plunking down the money on the game, and then not being able to refund it. I'm going to tell you a story about a game called Tribes of Midgar that I bought a few years ago, because a friend really, really wanted to play that game. I wanted to play it with me, and didn't have anybody else that wanted to get it, and was trying to convince me to get it. And I was kind of hemming and hawing because I had, first of all, never heard of the game before. It didn't look like something I would enjoy, based on the video that I had seen on YouTube. And thinking I had done my research, decided that no, I wasn't going to get the game. But after several days of constant convincing, I finally did cave in and get the game, and we played for a few hours. And that was my biggest mistake, because, as you know, if you play more than 2 hours, that makes it so that you can't process a refund for that game anymore. So I ended up being stuck with that game, and being out the $35 I think I paid for it, Canadian, which isn't much, granted, but I could have used that money to buy other games. With that being said, I was out of that money. I was stuck with the game, and even though my friend had told me, no, we will play it all the time, it's going to be a great game and it's going to be lots of fun, it was not very fun. We didn't play it all the time. In fact, we had never played the game again or since, despite it being a few years ago and having lots of time to play that game. I've never played it since. In fact, maybe at the end of this video, we'll check to see when the last time I played that game actually was. But that being said, I wish I had known then what I know now about the features that Steam has built into it that give you the information that you need before you actually buy the game. And while it's not perfect, while there's still going to be times that you do regret buying something, for the most part, you have the information there that will help you make an informed decision. It's just that back in the day, I didn't really know how to use Steam. I didn't really know where to look for the information that would have told me whether or not I would have liked the game before buying it. But I know now, and I'm going to share those things with you right now. And just a side note, this video isn't meant for people who have been using Steam for a really long time and are familiar with its features and where you can find information and things like that. This video is meant for people who have never used Steam before, or are just starting to use Steam. Maybe they've just gotten their first PC, and this is their first foray into PC gaming, and they knew enough to get Steam, but haven't really used it all that much, and maybe aren't familiar with some of the things that you can find in Steam that give you the information that you want about the games that you plan on buying. Or maybe like with the new Xbox coming out, the new next generation Xbox, I think it's called Project Helix right now. It's rumored to have Steam built into it. So you're going to have all of those folks that maybe potentially have never used Steam before. Anyway, long-winded way of saying that there are still people out there that haven't used Steam or are very unfamiliar with Steam. I was that person a few years ago that could benefit from learning where this information is. Now, that being said, if there's other tips that you feel I should have included in this video, by all means, let me know in the comments, and let other people know in the comments so that they can take advantage of that as well. And I'm by no means a Steam expert either. This is just the places I tend to go when I want to find out more information about a game before I actually make the purchase. So with that being said, I'm just going to hit record here. We're going to go over to my desktop screen, and we'll take a look at the different areas that we can use in order to make an informed decision. So the first place that you're going to go, of course, is your Steam page. So I'm in the store right now. I've searched for a game called Path of Exile 2. But what if I want to know whether or not this game actually runs on my Steam Deck? So I'm a big Steam Deck player these days. I still play on my PC as well, but I do play a lot on my Steam Deck. Now, what happens if I want to know, how well does it actually run on the Steam Deck? And while on the Steam Deck itself, the rating system is a lot more obvious than it is on the desktop version of Steam. It's still very easy to find. You just scroll down a little bit here, and it's on the right hand side right here, Steam Deck compatibility. And in this particular case, it says that Path of Exile 2 is playable. Now, when you think of the word playable, it kind of sounds like, okay, well, I'll be able to play it, but there's going to be issues with it. Why is it only playable and not perfect, or whatever the next tier up is? Playable just sounds like you're just getting by. So what is it about it that is holding it back from getting a green check mark? So you can actually click on Learn More here, and it'll bring up a window that says everything about it, or most things about it, as to why it got the rating that it got. And in this particular case, it says some in-game text is small and may be difficult to read, which is why it only got playable. There's other things that are great about the game running on Steam Deck, but in this particular case, some of the text is going to be too small to read. So again, you can find that just by scrolling down. It's over here on the right-hand side, Steam Deck compatibility. Click Learn More. Now, another place that I like to go is, first of all, the reviews section itself. So not only can you see what the recent reviews have been like, so in this case, mostly positive, you can also see what all of the reviews over the course of the lifespan of the game, its reviews, and in this case, mostly positive as well. But you can actually click on this and it'll bring you down to the reviews themselves. Now, keep in mind these reviews, like any review section, you have to take with a grain of salt. But for the most part, what I've found with the Steam reviews is that they generally are pretty accurate, and they generally aim to help buyers of the game make an informed decision. Sometimes there's crap reviews in there that are just negative for the sake of being negative, so you do have to take them with a grain of salt a little bit. But for the most part, they're usually pretty good, with lots of good information as to getting the game to run perfectly, or watch out for this particular bug, or get this update, or what have you. It's usually in the comments or in the review section. Another great site that you can go to, by the way, is ProtonDB. So we're just going to switch over to that right here. And for example, it says Path of Exile 2. Here it says Platinum, which is the highest rating that it can get, or a game can get, on ProtonDB, which sounds a lot more reassuring than playable in Steam. In fact, it still shows the Steam badge that it received on Steam itself, so Steam Deck playable, but in this case it's saying Platinum. And if you want to know why, you can actually click on the game itself, and it'll give you a little bit more information as to the recommended system requirements, as well as some extra reviews that are maybe a little bit more technical sometimes. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes you get like just simple things like this: no issues, works great, just different things than you would actually get in the Steam reviews. So just using both together should give you a pretty good idea as to whether or not it's running well. It also shows you what version of Proton they're using, as well as what version of Linux, for example, their hardware specs. So you can really compare what they're using versus what you have, if it's not on Steam Deck, if you're actually playing on PC, for example, and give you a good idea as to how it's going to run based on what it is that they're saying in their review. The last point that I wanted to make is over in Steam as well. Let me just switch back over to Steam. There we go. You can actually tell whether or not it's got controller support as well. There's a lot of games out there that play great with controllers now, and Path of Exile 2 happens to be one of them. Let's just find where it is here, right here. Full controller support, your Xbox controller and PlayStation controllers as well. It also gives you good information like what sort of languages the game is in. So full audio is just English only, but the interface and the subtitles are in multiple languages that you can read if that's a need that you have. And then, yeah, just all sorts of really good stuff over on the right-hand side here, as well as trailers, screenshots, things like that. That you can find here in Steam. So with that being said, I hope that helps a little bit. Remember that you do have 2 hours to return a game to not to Valve, but you can take it out of your Steam library if you don't like it, or if it doesn't work well on your system. Things like that. You do have a max of 2 hours, but I thought going over these few different things here might help you out a little bit if this is your first time using Steam or you've only been using it a little while. So with that being said, thank you very much again for clicking on the video. Please leave a comment if you like. If you've got time, I'd love to hear from you, and I do try to reply to all of them. And go ahead and hit like and subscribe as well if you plan on watching future videos here as well. If not, that's okay too, but I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, I don't know which way it is. I think it's this way. There's going to be another video pop up right here that you can check out, and I'd love if you did that. Anyway, have a nice day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.